Well, all right. Welcome to the first segment of Trade on the Tape. Today, we're going to talk about how Todd Bowles attacked us in our last matchup against Tampa Bay. But before I can get into that, we really need to talk about slide protection and man protection rules because it's extremely important when we get into this, okay? All right, so now let's just talk about slide protection, okay? First things first, and I've done a talk on this before, but we're going to really get into this, all right? So here we go. I'm just going to drop our front five. I'm going to put a quarterback out there. I'm going to put a running back out here. So here we go. We have our front five. Running back is to the left, all right? So now when we're talking about slide protection, it's all about which way the center goes. If the center slides left, then that means the right side is man. If the center slides right, then that means the left side is man. Now, one of the things about slide protection is that the running back is always in on protection. That's just one of the things that goes into it, all right? So now let's just draw up an offense and a defense so that we can just get into this a little bit more. Now, what I'm drawing here is a traditional nickel front. 4 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, and the rest are secondary players. All right, so center slides right, okay? So that means left side is man, right side is the slide. So now the running back is on a dual read. So what he has is a dual read to anything there to the left, okay? So now, let's say if the center wants to slide left, then now that means the left side is side, and then now the right side is man, and the running back has a dual read to anything to the right. Now, one of the keys that we're looking for when we're talking about slide protection are cap safeties. Then what that's saying is that when you have a safety stacked over another secondary player, that's what we call cap safeties, okay? So now let's talk about man protection. One of the keys about man protection is the running back is out in a route. Now, what that means is that the center is going to come up there. He's going to look for the Mike linebacker, and he's going to point him out. And then that means that if he points to the one to the right, then that means that our 1, 2, 3 are going to take the defensive 1, 2, and 3 right there on the right side. Now, what that does is put the left side on MDM, which is most dangerous man. And then usually what that does is that the left tackle is going to be on a dual read, keeping eyes on the other interior linebacker, okay? So those are just some of the things that happen when we're talking man protection. Now, man protection can have some slide rules, but now let's get into it. All right, so here we go. Play 1 that's on this little script right here that we're going to get into. Pop quiz. What kind of play is this? Slide or man? If you said slide protection, you probably should stop watching this film, all right? So, cuz right here, the dead giveaway, the running back is out. He's out in the route. So that's telling us that we're in man protection, all right? So here we go. Let's just drop this offense so that you guys can see what's going on here, all right? So now, here we go. We're in gun. Back is to the left. And all right, so here's our offensive front here. So now, usually the way our offense is set up, we're going to see a lot of nickels. So here we go. We're going to have 4 down. We're going to have 2 interior linebackers. I don't worry about calling them Mike Will or whatever. It doesn't matter to me because we determine who the Mike is anyway. And then you have a safety that's right outside of the defensive end. All right. So now when the receiver goes in motion, what happens here is that the nickel comes with him and then that safety comes down. One of the things that Todd Bowles was all about was applying pressure and making Hurts uncomfortable in the pocket and trying to speed him up. All right. So the defensive end slants and then that safety comes. Now Lane, he sees it. And he wants to slide out there to him. But the right side did not slide, because the defensive end ended up coming through clean. So here we go. Let's just look at this now. Here we go. We go into motion. Here we go. Lane slides out there, but you need to keep pushing on the right side. But all right, the ball got out. No harm, no foul. We can move on to the next play. All right, so now in this next play right here, it's not all about the big throws because you missed a huge throw right here. You have a receiver wide open down the middle, but you're staring down Dallas. So I think Todd Bowles did an excellent job of creating pressure, but he also made it look like a little pressure, but took away your comfort blanket because here you are staring him down, but then you get uncomfortable, get skittish, and then now you almost throw an interception. Something to learn from. All right, so this next play right here is their first sack. There's a lot to be learned from this right here because this was a really smart defensive blitz, all right? So now, let's just take another look at this right here. I'm going to show it to you again right here. Now, I'm never a big fan of sending the running back across the quarterback's face because I've spoke to quarterbacks, and anytime they see that flash of color, it makes them speed up. No matter they're taught to keep their eyes down the field, but anytime you see that flash of color come across your face, especially if it's not a play action, it makes you look. All right, so here we go. Let's just look at this defensive front here because there's a lot that can be taken from this. Let me just draw up my offense. All right, so So now let's pull out the grease board. Here we go. We got trips right, okay? Running back is to the left, as we just talked about, okay? So now let's just draw up our defensive front, all right? We got the corner, in, tackle, tackle. Everybody's pushed over, in. We got our nickel cornerback. We're going to have another cornerback here. We have our safety, another safety, and then now we have our two linebackers, your traditional nickel defensive front. All right, so now here's the interesting part about this there. Because look at the safeties. Remember when we talked about earlier, those cap safeties look? Here we go. Let me just show it to you again. Look at how those safeties are right there. Everything about that says, okay, you know what? I could have a blitz coming from the right, which is the passing strength, or I can have a blitz coming from the left because you have that safety that's kind of over the corner there as well. All right, because Todd Bowles, he knows these rules. He understands these rules. He understands what we're looking for as an offensive front. You're looking for the safety. So, all right, here we go. We're going to go out here. We're going to slide left. All right, so when we slide left, what is that doing? Okay, that's going to put the running back on the dual read. But all right, we slide left. Here comes the blitz. All right, so now here comes the blitz. They send the corner. They send the nickel. Here's what they're doing interiorly. But again, once we slide left, that puts the running back on a dual read to the right. Okay, so look at him. He goes over to the right, but look what that flash of color does to Hurts. It makes him pause, and that's what it was all about. But if you just stick to the rules of protection and you say, all right, you know what? I got a cap safety to the right, then you slide to the right. Go ahead and just slide to the right. Then now, once you do that, Kelsey will still have to stay left, but now your left side will block man, and then now the running back has his dual read to the left, and he doesn't have to cross the quarterback's face, which is what caused the problem. That flash of color right there does a lot to a quarterback. Don't ever let them tell you it doesn't. All right, so we're moving on to this next play right here. This kind of like, what are you talking about? The running back just crossed the quarterback's face right here. But this was kind of a play action, okay? So this was a play action, and this actually was picked up very well, all right? So now let's just take our offensive front. Now we got 5 down right here. You got your 2 corners, 2 linebackers right here, and your 2 safeties. Now when we have 5 down, we're going to go 5-0. And when we go 5-0, that means that the running back has a dual read on the 2 interior linebackers, okay? So now here comes the blitz, and now they send the defensive end. They ran a T in across the middle, then they slant the defensive tackle, then bring the defensive end, then that linebacker comes over the top. Now here we go. Let's just take a look at this right here. This is absolutely beautiful right here. Offensive line switches it up, running back steps in there, takes 54. Hurts just makes a bad throw. Gonna have to learn from that one as well. All right, so on this next play, it's just like deja vu. All right, here we go. We're sliding to the wrong side again. The running back is crossing the quarterback's face, which is speeding him up. And that's what this was all about, because look at it. You send the blitz, and look what we're missing down the right side of the field. Huge throw, but because of the blitz and because of the way we're sliding and you're sending the running back across the quarterback's face, that flash of color there, because you can even see how he paused. He's like, why are we sliding left? And then now he tries to cover it, and then another incompletion. This is something that we need to correct. All right, so here we go. We're moving on to the next play here. I mean, we got a couple more clips we need to get into. All right, so now here we go. I mean, I thought that he could have gone up at the top of the field, but hey, you found Dallas. Completion, protection was solid. Here we go. We're moving on. Now, anytime we don't have a running back in the backfield, know that we're in man protection, okay? But again, once you start feeling a little skittish in the pocket, you start moving, you miss big time throws down the field, and that's just something that you just cannot have. All right, so now here we go. Let's just move on to a play where, hey, I felt like they did really good right here picking this up. You know, you picked up the blitz, gave him time, made a nice throw down the field. Hey, all is well. All right, so now let's just take a look at this, right? So now we slide, bam, all right, pick everything up. Running back is there, make a nice throw, gave him a nice pocket. He didn't feel skittish in the pocket. He felt okay, was able to deliver a good ball. All right, so now things are moving. They send 4, we block it up. Hey, that's right up our alley. There we go. We're moving this, and then this right here happens. I talked about this. I posted this before, but just understand that when we're in traditional drop back, anytime, if we're sliding to one side or the other, if we're sliding left and that running back has to cross the quarterback's face, you're not doing it for nothing. So he knows something is coming, which makes him angle drop and holds on to the ball, which makes him late. Interception. All right, so now here we go. We're moving on. All right, so now what kind of play is this? Slider man? Well, the running back got out, so you know it's man. All right, so now let's just take a look at this play right here because I thought that the offensive line did a really good job right here. All right, Kelsey knows he made Mike the 45, so now we switch it off. Gave him time. Just made the wrong decision with the ball there. Here we go right here on this particular play. This is the only clip that I can show where the tackle has a dual read, all right? So now let's just check it out. Now, how do I know what's going on here? Because the back is out of the backfield. He takes off right out of the gate, which tells me that we're in man. But look at this. I'm going to put it in nice and slow-mo because Big Jordan just looks majestic right now, doing a nice dual read. Now, the difference what Todd Bowles did, 9 times out of 10, when you see that happen, the defensive end usually peels off with the running back. Not with Todd Bowles. They kept coming. All right, on this next play right here, this is a little frustrating because I felt like the offensive line did a hell of a job making sure that they did everything they needed to do to protect this. But first of all, let's just point out Jordan Mailata right here. Just look at this awesome tackle right here. I don't know. That's really nice work right there by the big fella. But all right, here we go. Let's just talk about this right here. All right, here's the offensive front. Let's just put our offense up here, draw it up, running backs to the left. Here's our defensive front here. Now they're going to play us in nickel like we've already discussed, okay? So now here we go. We got our 4 down. We got a safety corner, and then we have another safety. The nickel's to the left and down. We got 2 linebackers mugged in the A gap, okay? So now first things first, when you have 2 mugged linebackers, slide rules off now. So you kind of have to treat it like a man protection. So let's just go over the blitz first, all right? So here's the blitz. This is what they brought. They brought the defensive tackle slanted out. They brought the linebacker. Then now the other defensive tackle slanted out, defensive end dropped. And then now that linebacker to the right came, and then now the safety comes, all right? So now what happens here is Lane Johnson did a hell of a job by staying vertical, which allowed the right guard and center to be able to switch this off so that Kelsey could come back to the safety. And then now the running back could come in there and take the other linebacker. I thought that the offensive line did a hell of a job. There was no need for Hurst to get skittish in the pocket there, but he makes a bad throw. Interception, and then now big Jordan Mailata gets to go out there and lay the wood. All right, so this next play right here is just a little frustrating because, again, it's just repeating the same thing that we've been talking about, sending the running back across the quarterback's face. Here we are. It's 3rd and 17, all right? So here we go. 3rd and 17. Of course, Jalen needs to hold on to the ball a little bit longer, but here we go. We're just going to draw this up and just get it on over and talk about it, all right? So here we go. We got our offensive front. We got trips right, okay? So now let's just talk about our defensive front here now. They have that safety down. Now, this is a dime front, okay? So, because you got 1 linebacker and the rest of secondary players. But we slide left because we see that safety down. All right, so now let's just talk about what they did. Now, they ended up bringing the safety, all right? But now they ran a TE over the left side. Then they ran a TE over the right side. Double TEs everywhere. And then now they bring the nickel, okay? So now, let's just take a look at this, all right? So now the nickel, he's capped by that safety up there, but don't worry about that right now, okay? So now that linebacker there has the running back man. So once the running back goes to his dual read to the right, the linebacker tracks him, and then he blitzes, okay? Because now Todd Bowles knows, okay, hey, the running back keeps crossing his face, you stay with him, and then you blitz, all right? It's 3rd and 17. That's what caused the problem right there, okay? Now, if you just play by the rules and you say, all right, you know what, that safety is a cap safety, then now all we have to do is just play by the rules and just slide to the right. Slide to the right makes it much easier. We slide to the right. Then now what that does makes the left side man, puts the running back on a dual read to the left. Okay, so now when they ran those double TEs and then they bring the nickel, weekends pick that up, and then now the running back is there to pick up the safety that's to the left, keeps the pocket clean. Now, this play right here is the last pass play of the Eagles season right here, you know, so we're scrambling around, we're running around, and then we make a throw, and who in the hell catches it? The greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Well, that's it for me. Until next week.
Like that?